back from a short bathroom break, sitting comfortably watching us over a tasty cup of coffee, then consider yourself one of the fortunate ones. Today, almost half of the nation's population still has no access to clean water and sanitation, making it a serious and alarming issue. Our Inside Indonesia report has more.
Meet Mrs. Mutia, mother of 3. Her youngest is Nabil, just a bit over 12 months old. Little Nabil hasn't been feeling too well lately.
Kok beraknya terus, sehari bisa 6 kali, 7 kali gitu. Terus air, nggak ada ampas gitu. Jadinya saya takut, dia sih nggak nangis, cuman saya takut aja. Pas dokter bilang, oh ini kemungkinan dari botol, ibu kurang steril, kurang cucinya nggak bersih, gitu.
This is Mrs. Rika. Her 1-year-old baby Gusti has also been ill, suffering from symptoms pretty much the same as Nabil's.
Udah 3 hari, sama ini 3 hari. Udah ke puskesmas, dapat obat tapi udah mendingan. Cuma hari ini masih mencret gitu. Masih ngayar, cuma nggak terlalu sering kayak semalam. Kalau kemarin malam kan sampai terus-terusan, sampai lemes gitu.
Rika and Mutia are just 2 out of many residents living in the neighborhood of Petojo who had to endure watching their infants suffer from diarrhea or other health-related diseases caused by non-hygienic sanitation system and water quality which is well below standards. And to add to the irony is that they live only several kilometers away from the high rises that punctuate the central business district of metropolitan Jakarta. A recent survey reveals that 50 out of 1,000 infants in the country die before reaching the age of 5. According to the health department, diarrhea is one of the major causes. This is where Rika and Mutia live, a neighborhood in Petojo, central Jakarta. Population 3,000, 700 plus households, sharing all but 5 public sanitation facilities ranging from half-decent to beyond belief. A small river passing by is used for laundry, bathing, dishwashing, and waste disposals not excluding body increments. The term diarrhea sounds quite merciful. Head of the neighborhood administration says he has installed a mass river cleaning program since last May. It has helped raise consciousness regarding sanitary living among the locals, albeit slowly.
Dampaknya terhadap masyarakat, jadi yang dahulunya mereka sering membuang sampah ke kali langsung, sekarang sedikit-sedikit mulai dirasakan manfaatnya dan kesadaran itu sangat tinggi. Tapi tidak menutup kemungkinan masih ada beberapa warga yang memang kesadarannya kurang, masih ada yang membuang sampah ke kali itu.
This has always been a long-running two-sided issue. On one hand, the majority of the population, especially those living in poor conditions, have never been keen subscribers to the concept of healthy living. But on the other, the government has never seriously considered allocating a bigger portion of the state budget for urban sanitation. A sum of $820 million has been allocated, but it is to be used for a span of 30 years. Do the math, and that equals to just 200 rupiahs for one person every year, far below the desired need of at least 47,000 rupees. The National Development Planning Board, or Bappenas, in cooperation with the USAID's Environmental Services Program, say that help is on the way.
Nah, sekarang ini yang kita bisa mulai adalah mulai bertahap menginvest yang berbasis masyarakat. Tapi ini pun kalau kita menginvest tanpa ada satu perencanaan juga nggak baik. Karena apa? Bisa jadi sangat scatter dan sangat unsystematic. Oleh sebab itu kita bersama teman-teman dari USAID dan juga donor lain mencoba menyusun yang kita sebut City Sanitation Strategy. Nah, City Sanitation Strategy ini mencoba mensinergikan semua sumber daya yang ada, baik yang ada di pemerintah kabupaten kota, maupun di masyarakat, bahkan dengan private kalau mungkin.
It's very important that the central government, the provincial government, local government, NGOs, community groups all work together to understand the nature of the problem and to take appropriate actions. There are many solutions to these kind of problems, and that we need to work with communities so that they understand the best solutions, the lowest cost, lowest maintenance solutions. So our job really is to provide that technical assistance, provide advisory services, help to be a catalyst in assisting the government in addressing these problems.
According to data released by the National Socioeconomic Survey, currently almost half of the nation's population still has no access to clean water and sanitation. The United Nations Millennium Development Goal determines that a 72.5% population access must be achieved in less than 10 years from now. Environmental observer Emil Salim offers an interesting point of view. He thinks the government has never really cared that much when it comes to sanitation, citing, quote, lack of money, lack of prestige, unquote, as reason.
In general, environment is always a lack of fund for environmental issues. And usually the politician looks into development what you can see above the surface of land. Sanitation is underground, so one cannot see this. You cannot have a ceremony of cutting ribbons for a sanitation project. So that's a political aspect, that underground activity are not sexy, so to speak. But second is lack of funds, because once you start with digging something for sanitation, you have to go all the way. You cannot stop in the middle. So that's why the funds should be required, and it should be managed well, because if you have the facility but poor management, like what has happened with solid waste, then there's no significant impact.
Sanitation, Salim says, is in the public service domain. Therefore, the approach must not be business, but social-oriented.
To use sanitation, urban sanitation, for profit motive is wrong. This is a public service, and a public service, the impact is better health, clean environment. A better health, clean environment does not give an economic return, but it gives a social return. And as such, the government should invest in urban sanitation for the sake of public health and not for economic motives.
According to the World Health Organization, an investment of $1 on urban sanitation is guaranteed to return 8 times as much. Too bad that concept hasn't really struck a chord amongst the government, be it central or local, whose interests seem to be more on the business-oriented properties guaranteed to return the hard cash, more than the ones such as these kids living a better and healthier life. Ralph Tampubolon, Metro TV.